Frostpunk 2 Breach of Trust is the new DLC for Frostpunk 2. I struggle to get into new games, and I don't know how this game has fallen off my radar. After playing this for an hour, I was hooked. And this is coming from someone who's not really into resource management games. So take it from me, resource management, city building, and survival elements really give this game an edge. And I'm going to give you a little walkthrough of the first scenario, which is the story-focused DLC, which is called Breach of Trust. Here it is, stories, and here we go. Breach of Trust DLC, and it focuses on New Edinburgh. New Edinburgh's armies came, conquered, and then occupied its rebellious colony. Well, that's actually the story path I went with, but we're going to start it all over again, and I'll kind of show you what paths you can take. You're given 3 separate chapters, 3 separate missions, and depending on the choices you make, will shape the future missions that you get. As you can see, in this one scenario, I chose to occupy Aurora, which is the colony of New Edinburgh. The biggest crisis you expect with New Edinburgh, it has a volcanic crisis. It has unlimited steam, your natural resource, but unfortunately, that resource has a big downside, which is the volcanic crisis. Before we properly get into it, this video is sponsored by 11-Bit Studios. And if Frostpunk 2 looks like your kind of thing, there's a link in the description where you can check it out. Frostpunk 2 Breach of Trust is out now on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and Frostpunk 2 is currently up to 50% off for a limited time. The Deluxe Edition is also 50% off, and that includes the base game and the first DLC, Fractured Utopias, and the newest DLC, Breach of Trust. So now's the best time to jump in. New Edinburgh. So New Edinburgh is based on a city in apocalyptic Ice Age scenario where the city is founded on a volcano, which, funnily enough, that's what Edinburgh is founded on. Of course, the only difference is the Edinburgh capital, the one that exists today, is not an active volcano. This one is active. And it has formed a new colony of Aurora, which supplies all the food to New Edinburgh. But Aurora has become rebellious and has broken away. The path you choose is, do you want to work with Aurora and mend your ties? Or do you want to conquer Aurora back and make it a part of New Edinburgh once again? This video is sponsored by 11-Bit Studios. New story. Here we go. It starts.
I had a dream, and it was magnificent. A city where hunger and cold were but a distant memory.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil this for you, but this is the intro. I'm going to skip this. If you want to enjoy this, you can watch it yourself. Beautiful.
Edinburgh.
If you want to enjoy the cutscenes and the intro segment, feel free when you get the game to enjoy them too. I won't spoil anything for you, and the story element of this game is fantastic. So, once again, I'll let you experience that for yourself. Before being sworn in as the first citizen, like First Minister like Edinburgh today, you must be approved by Edinburgh's council. All eyes are upon you. The 3 factions are the Four Fingers, the Brokers, and the Founders. Now, at the very beginning of the game, we are just going to get elected by the council, and we are going to be the first citizen. We'll be voted in now. I wonder if we'll win this election. Oh, we win by a vote. Not very popular. Okay, let's go. You are the first citizen, aka the leader of New Edinburgh. So this is a democracy. However, you can change that if you want. We'll come back to that later. Aye. All right, I'm going to pause the game to begin with, and I'm just going to make this kind of a tutorial-based game. I'm going to talk about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and if you're new to this game, you can follow along as well. Be aware, I am new to this game too. I've got like 10 hours. I'm kind of rough around the edges, so be aware, I will make a few mistakes. Hey, feel free to correct me in the comments. Remember, I'm playing blind. I like making mistakes. That's how we learn. Very start of the game, you're getting majority of your fuel from steam, and it is up here with these 3. This number here represents how much steam you are getting. But the downside of the steam you are producing here, it is adding to this in the top left. Can you see this? Seismic stress is rising extremely rapidly due to the extraction districts. So, as much as this is an unlimited resource, and it is heating our city, which, of course, this is an Ice Age apocalyptic scenario. Heat is your main kind of resource of kind of keeping your old citizens alive. We need to find an alternative fuel source. In this game, there is oil and there is coal. If you go press B here, you can actually look. Here, for instance, we've got some more steam, which is not good for us. But then here we have the coal stem, which you can see has 720k of coal. That's a lot of coal. So, to begin with, we are addicted to the bad stuff, the white air. And in that scenario, we are going to disable these buildings. 1 and 2 And then 3, we're going to disable the pumping plant, which gives more pumping. And then we're going to just put this as low as possible to generate the bare minimum. We have got a 50k stockpile of coal, actually. So we will start using more of our coal. As you can see, if you look here, at 44 weeks, but if I turn this off, it goes to 46 weeks. I think what we'll do is play it by ear. We'll drop it down to begin with, see how things go, and then we'll modify as we go. There has been an earthquake, a seismic shock that's just happened, and these buildings here, these ones here, have been damaged. If you press B here, B, you can see that there aren't any resources under this. This is an industrial district. I think I might just disable that for now. Yeah. This one is an extraction, and it's pulling out resources, materials, which is this little box icon here. There's also one over here too. Actually, the box, I tell a lie, is materials. Materials? Materials. Yeah, materials. So we are going to need to repair that, but we need more workforce and prefabs. We'll come back to that later. Same here, another extraction district, which is damaged as well. Actually, no, that one's not damaged. It just has high heat. What we'll do is drop down the heat, which means we need less fuel. And that means we won't be stressing our reactor, which is this in the middle of the city. As you can see, it's using coal here. We'll switch that around. That's it. The primary fuel now is coal, and the secondary fuel is steam. We don't want to focus on steam, though, because steam is, once again, going to cause earthquakes. If you zoom all the way back here, you can see that is the volcano. There it is. I said it was an active volcano. Is it active? Maybe I'm spoiling the game here. Maybe it will become active at some point. Oh, God, spoils, boys. Sorry. I haven't played to the end, so if that is actually the ending, I'm so sorry. I've ruined it. All right, if you press tab, you can see the heat signature here. If you want to have a little look, you can see that this building, it's a housing district, which has the people, is currently warm. I want to drop that down, though, make it livable. So you can do that really quickly if I drop in this down, and this heat signature now will drop down to from warm to livable. We want all of them to be livable. And if they turn blue, that means they're chilly. That means people are going to get ill. So I need to increase that so it's balanced. There we go. Your main primary resources are fuel for your reactor to produce heat. Then you've got housing. Then you've also got food. Then you've also got prefabs and materials. And then you've also got goods. You know what? As we go, piece by piece, we'll go through each of them one by one. Anyway, this building is no more resources. It is a farm. It was a farm because there's only a farm resource here, but not in this one anymore. So this building is redundant. So we're going to basically demolish it. Press tab again. Check for heat signature. There's no point distributing more heat than we actually need, so we get more food. Food's very important, so I'm going to make my way to here to harvest this fertile soil. There isn't a lot of food in New Edinburgh, but what resource is abundant of is coal, steam, and also materials isn't too bad either. So we can get more coal here. There's also a coal mine here, and there's also a coal mine here. Once again, I'm a little bit rusty with the game, guys, so just be patient with me, because in all fairness, I am probably going to make mistakes, so I am only human. Anyway, this is the tech tree, so this is research. With this, we are going to initially go for the barracks. So you can make military now. That is a new feature, this new DLC. You can make platoons, which basically turns your dudes into military men, which can be used to conquer outposts as well as pressure Aurora. So we'll research this idea immediately. Now, if you zoom all the way back, this is the big world. We'll scroll all the way up here, and you can see this is Aurora. Aurora has a 5 military strength. If we get their strength all the way down, we can capture this colony and take it back from them. At the moment, they are very defiant, meaning they are not willing to negotiate with us. Well, they are willing to negotiate, but they're not willing to give a reasonable negotiation. That is something we can come back to later. First of all, we need to explore nearby areas. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure this is warm. So we get the 20 Frostland teams. Then we'll zoom back and explore the plains here to get more people. And also the plains here to get more people. People is a very good resource in this game because a lot of them do die due to the fact that it's very, very cold. That's something to take into account. We also have a prison here. I'm going to disable the prison for the time being. The only reason we're doing that is we don't have to worry too much about crime because our population isn't very high. It says that crime is absent but now is growing. But don't worry about that. We'll take care of that later anyway. 12,000 people in the top left here, and these are the free workforce. Workforce is also one of your primary resources. I'm saying this over and over again, but I feel like there's a lot of primary resources in this game. Okay, we also here have a building. It is another extraction district, but I don't think there's any resources left. No, there isn't, so we can demolish this one as well. There's a lot of stuff here that we don't really need anymore. So first things first, we need to take advantage of the coal. So I'm going to press X, which is your Frostbreaking team. This land has been frostbroke, meaning you can build on it. You can't build on the permafrost, though, so you need to dig it out. So in this case, we're just going to drag this over here, piece by piece, and dig out the permafrost. And there you go. Now we've dug out the coal. This is going to take a little while to break, then we can build a coal mine in that region. All right, we have unpaused the game. Pausing in the top left here, space is paused. 1, 2, and 3 are the game speeds. play 1 speed to begin with just to feel the game out, and then we'll get a bit more speed as we go. Keep an eye on the resource in the top right. Can you see this? Surplus resources, food, goods, and whatnot. Keep an eye on them. Make sure you're in deposit for most of them. It's something we are going to work on and keep an eye on. At the very, very start of the game, though, we need food desperately. We have no spare food, and we have minus 157 food. I mean, people are starving. But what we can do is negotiate with Aurora. Aurora has abundance of fish. So we are going to go into Aurora, negotiate with them, and basically ask for them to give us 10,000 food initially, and we'll give them 10,000 coal, which we've got 49,000 of that. In this case, we'll increase that a little bit more. And it says a moderate chance to accept 15,000 food for 10,000 coal. And I'm going to propose that deal. It says a moderate success chance. We'll get back the negotiation 5 weeks, and we'll find out if they will accept. They may offer a counteroffer, which is cool too, because then we can negotiate and see if we can work on making a better deal that makes both parties happy. They are very defiant at the moment, which means they're less likely to accept my deals. But that's, once again, that's something we're going to work on. Okay, we're going to dig out some more ground because we want this fertile food areas here. Yeah, it's good. Let's proceed and let's play more of the game. As I play more of the game, I want to talk a little bit less and then kind of enjoy the game mechanics until I'll feature more key game moments. And events. Something's fishy. Trade negotiations. First citizen, a troubling message from our neighboring Aurora. So, we have an option to persuade the fishmongers of Aurora. We can bribe them, which reduces their strength. We can accuse them of spying, which also reduces their strength, but increases their defiance. Defiance is their ability to negotiate, so there's a chance that we'll not negotiate with us, or we can dismiss these claims. I think we're going to try and bribe them. The bribe servants were flogged by Aurora's masses. Colony losers appeared so quickly and disappeared, I didn't have a chance to read it. I guess we didn't get the result that we wanted. Let's just check on Aurora and see what they say. So their defiance is 2.5. Oh, but their strength did go down. So that means if we were to attack them, we would have to score less victories to actually secure Aurora. Listen, guys, this adds military to this path. I play a lot of war-based games on my channel, so I'm going to go the war path in this one. And I'm going to show you the war mechanics. I think they're really fun anyway, so I don't think you're going to be disappointed. There's an option to repair this district. It has some resources, so we're going to take advantage of those resources. We desperately need the coal, so I'm going to start some more Frostbreaking and go this way. Break. Now we're going to get a coal mine for the extraction. We're going to press B for that, which is this button at the bottom. Build the coal mine. I'm not really SimCity-ing right now, but maybe in the future when I min-max more, maybe I'll do that. But we're building the coal mine. At the same time, I want to do more Frostbreakers, so we're going to go for access to these resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another Frostbreak and go along there so we can get access to this coal stem as well. So the way it's going to work is we are going to negotiate with Aurora, all right? And we're going to do that by sending them coal and they'll send us food. They have an abundance of food and we have an abundance of coal, so we are perfect trading partners. However, though, that relationship will not last forever. Yeah. Eventually, Aurora is the path we want to go on because we want to conquer them. We are currently negotiating and we're currently waiting for if they will accept the offer of 10,000 coal for 15,000 food because we desperately need that food. Okay, we'll go 2 speed and we'll go a little bit faster and build everything up. Frostbreaking. Okay, they've come back with their request. What have they said? They accepted! Oh, that's awesome. It was only a moderate success chance. And now we can go back to negotiations. We can send the resources of 10k coal and we'll receive 15k of food. I think that actually comes through immediately. I'll zoom back. So as you can see them appear on the map. I think it comes through straight away. We're waiting for the delivery. Oh, it's on its way now. Frostbreak, and we'll get that food out. End of the day, we can never make enough food to self-sustain ourselves. We just don't have enough food. We have only got this one here, which is about to expire, 7k food, and there's only got a little bit here. So we're going to pull a little bit out to supplement our resources, but the truth is we're never going to have enough resources to keep ourselves self-sustained. It's something we are going to develop in future, though. We have secured a future for new Edinburgh. Our trust has increased, which is our ability to get elected. How much the people love us. And now we have a massive influx of food, 15k food. Truth is, guys, we just need to keep negotiating with Aurora. End of the day, we need more food. So I'm going to go for 20k this time. And I'm going to basically send 15k of coal and send another proposal. End of the day, we are going to be low on food in every scenario, and we're going to be eating through it at lightning speed. So the truth is, we're going to keep that negotiation going and keeping the influx of food into our colony. Coal mine's done, and I want to immediately build a coal mine. It is going to cost us money, which is heat stamps. That's basically the main resources in Frostpunk. It's something we're working on. We'll get more of that as time goes on. We are generating coal now. Not a massive amount. 120 coal, so we are still minus 210 coal. We need to get into a plus of developing coal Yeah, we are a bit low on heat stamps. So what I can do to get more money is raise funds by talking to one of the factions. The three factions at the bottom here, as you can see, the Four Fingers here, the Brokers, and also the Founders. And there's also a fourth faction, which is technically the Prisoners of Aurora. Okay, let's click this. First citizen, as we know, the old captain had an unfortunate habit of locking up his opponents. Although we freed all the political prisoners, we're unsure what to do with the Aurorans. So we can pardon them, which reduces the defiance of Aurora, and use them as leverage to gain 30k food, but that increases defiance by 30. Or we can keep them in prison. Be fair with you, money is our number one resource, and we need it desperately. And now we have 42k of food, so we're in a really good situation. I am still going to go to the Four Fingers and raise funds from them. This will hurt relations with it, but they already love us anyway. At the same time now, we get to make the coal mine. So we're going to go into construct buildings, dust coal mine, and drop that right as an add-on building. Is that what it's called? Is it what it is? An empty building slot. Okay. I'm learning the terminology to this game. There are some missions in the top left here, so you can basically trade 150 food and import it in from Aurora. That's kind of your diplomatic path. And also the next one is to sort out the issue with the repairs. You can either crumble and demolish the buildings or repair them. We need prefabs for that, and we don't have that. But we could repair this district, or we could demolish it. I think I'm just going to demolish it. I think the issue is, the reason we don't have a lot of prefabs, which is kind of like your construction materials, is because we've not demolished these. And if you demolish them, it gives you a refund of, oh, loads of heat stamps too. Oh, okay, we'll get that. End of the day, we're not going to be using steam. We'll supplement it a tiny little bit, but the problem is it causes earthquakes, which just causes a lot of stress, so we don't want to mess around with that. Next up, we are going to go for a food district, but we need more prefabs for that, so we need to wait for these buildings to demolish. Oh, trade proposal has been accepted. Surprisingly, we don't even need them food right now. So cool. We'll hold back on replying to that. Build emergency shelters. We are not going to be building emergency shelters. I'm so sorry. I care about my people, but unfortunately that is a economic cost that I unfortunately don't think I can afford right now. Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. A good trade. Very well. Yes, trades are good. Okay. We are now working on that building. Next mission has been completed. We can do the agreement with Aurora, but we are currently researching barracks. So military is coming soon, but for now, we're just going to chill. Okay, we have a new law. So council proposed a law. We're just going to go for something that reduces disease and funerals, and harvesting funerals is what we're going to do. Vote on that. And the ayes have it. 56-4. We can do food. Oh, we're already building the food. Never mind. You see these wavy lines off these icons. These indicate problems you're currently having. So first of all, with crime is stable, but is notable. Next up, we also have hunger, which is notable, but it's diminishing. It's going down because food stores are getting into the people. When you initially receive food, it has to be distributed, and you won't immediately fly into people's mouths. So right now, food is distributing, but it is on its way down. Also, we have a disease issue, which is minor, but it is growing. And that's a problem because it'll eat into your workforce. If you look closely, you can see people here. Oh, actually, we don't have any ill people at the moment. But that will change, trust me. Right, new event. Out of steam. First citizens, some brokers are expressing concern over the destruction of the geothermal plants, causing a setback from our hard-won prosperity in recent years. This is basically you trying to make the factions happy because the brokers really love the geothermal plants. We can basically U-turn and say that we won't destroy any further. We can promise to build more, which would be interesting. But you have to complete a mission, and that means building 2 more again. It'll get a reward of 600 workforce. I'll basically stand by your decision. We're going to have to stand by our decision. Unfortunately, we lost some trust with that, but it is what it is. All right, next coal plant. 1, 2, there we go. Next coal. So we're producing 270 coal right now. Unfortunately, it is having a severe impact on disease because, unfortunately, coal mines aren't very healthy. Not necessarily for the fumes they give off, but also for the fact that the people working down them aren't particularly healthy either. It's going to frostbreak here and then build another mine. Extraction. Okay, barracks is now completed. I did feel like I forgot about when you build a barracks, you can select what faction's version you want. Oh, they're all the same anyway. That's fine. So it just depends on which faction you want to make happy. Okay, we went with the brokers. Okay, so there you go. Let's you train mercenaries, and we are going to build now. Press B. Click on hubs. Click on... There you go. Construction hubs. It's H. And then barracks. We're going to build 2 barracks. I don't think the proximity of this one makes any difference. It will cost you heat stamps, and it will produce you... barracks. Military building where soldiers are recruited. We'll put 2 of them here. 1 and then 2. Zoom back. And I realize now we've explored these lands. So now we're going to take in the refugees. Take them in, and take the cores. And I'll take the cores, whatever. We start exploring further. Not yet. Got to wait for our Frost teams to come back. In that scenario, we're probably better off going for Frostland and buying Logistics Bay, which gives extra 20 Frostland teams. Frostland teams are going to have a double resources in this. It's also exploration of the wilderness, which accesses more resources. But then also top it off as well, it's going to have access to more mercenaries because you use your Frost teams to convert them into military. So we'll research that now. I think the ultimate thing in this game is to play quite slower because the slower you play, the more you focus on elements. And I've got a habit of going 5 speed, or in this case 3 speed. Dave, you need to slow down. Okay, we've got people that arrived. That means our housing now is lacking. Minus 55 means we've not got many houses. I realize I've not repaired this building. I didn't even remember this got damaged. What? Also going to expand this building too. 1, 2, 3. Expand this one. No. Can I expand this one? No. I think as we expand these 2 buildings, we should have access to more housing. We built a barracks. Now we've got the option to show war quests. Let's do that. There you go. So on the left here, you can see we can train mercenaries in the barracks. Optionally, we can build a weapon workshop, which allows us to produce heavy weapons, which will increase their effectiveness of these troops. And also pass the military conscription law, which allows you to just turn regular citizens into soldiers, basically not mercenaries. All right, +5 housing, but I do want to expand this a bit more still. Oh, we need more prefabs. Okay, we can't do that yet. But we will soon. All right, here we go. Train mercenaries. So there's 3 kinds of soldiers. There's mercenaries, which are basically your Frost teams converted into full-time military staff. Secondly, you've also got conscripts, which is your citizens and making them soldiers. But you need the law for that, and it's quite a tricky law to pass. And third one, there's also an option. Later on, we get an option to turn our prisoners into soldiers. You can basically tell them, the prisoners, that your prison term has been fulfilled. But unfortunately, you are forced into being a soldier. Would you like to accept? And we're going to train 2 lots of mercenaries now. Perfect. Propose a new law. Efficiency of resource outposts and more heat stamps are produced for paid essentials. Let's do that one. Chance to pass is likely. And the ayes have it. Passed by 1 vote. Okay, stockpile of resources. Can we make the trade? We can't because we've not got enough coal yet. What I can do in the short term to get more coal is double the shifts. Now, this makes people very unhappy, but this is only a short-term fix. Can I build a coal? Oh, there's not a coal mine on this one. Yeah, we need a coal mine to improve resources. We are going to get to 15k coal, make the trade. And you can see that the food amount is dropping significantly. So it's something we have to take care of immediately. You can never take a rest from food resources. Send the resources. And then we can turn off the emergency shifts now. But we are still making a plus on coal, a +39. But now we'll get a massive influx of food. Okay, the farm here has run out of resources, so we can demolish it. Now we only have a single farm, and then you can see that our income of food now is still absolutely bad. That's why we have to keep importing it. Soldiers in Frostpunk 2's DLC aren't all about fighting wars, because what you've got the option to do is move troops to the front line here. And what that allows you to do is to intimidate Aurora, dropping their defiance. By stationing an army outside of their city, intimidates them into giving you a more favorable position for negotiating. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to use your troops to actually fight battles and win them and conquer them. You can basically just intimidate them into accepting future trade agreements. So if their defiance drops to 0, it just means that when we trade with them, we're more going to get a more favorable trade. Where at the moment, they're kind of being a little bit biased because they're like, we don't trust you. All right, new building as proposed. A new building. What did we just receive? Oh, the logistics bay. So go into here and buy the logistics. It requires 7 more prefabs. 7. And there you go, logistics. As you can see, training mercenaries takes time. This is the progress bar. See this little diamond? Just under 50% for both. Still working on it. Coal mine, drop that, increasing the resource. Remember, we've almost got unlimited coal. So just feel free to extract as much coal as possible. Okay, I realize we just got a spike there saying criminals have killed people, notable crime. So I'm going to turn on the prison here. And as you can see now, it'll say that crime is now diminishing. We've got somewhere to put the criminals. Okay, next up, we are going to do a very basic thing in Frostpunk, and that is housing insulation. It allows you to increase insulation for all the housing, meaning you're less likely to need as much coal to fuel them. What I'm going to do is go for the alignment with the founders because their relations aren't very good. Brokers, Four Fingers, and soldiers agree with this idea. I think everyone likes this idea. Who doesn't like insulating houses, right? Okay, let's destroy this next building, which is the steam extraction. We've only got one left now. Okay, this is a really interesting event. You have the option to raid kind of the palace of the old mansion of the old leader. You tear it down and give 30,000 goods. Goods make people happy, but it makes the founders very unhappy. It says greatly worsens for the founders. I'll leave it alone. This makes the founders very happy, but it makes the forefingers unhappy. I'm going to be honest with you. I want resources. I'm hungry. I'm hungry, guys. I have a hunger that can never be fulfilled. And my hunger is resources. Okay, is the building completed? Yes, it is. We now have 40 teams, so we can now send them out to a few of these regions to collect resources. The resources we need the most are going to be heavy weaponry as well as food. We'll talk about heavy weaponry a little bit later, but it is the new resource that allows our troops to be more effective in combat. In my mind, I imagine mercenaries to have pitchforks, and then when they get guns, they actually have like proper machine guns and stuff, you know? That's my imagination. I could be wrong about that one. They've upgraded from seal clubbers to machine guns. Yeah? So we're doing 204 coal per week or per day. So we're stockpiling again. Food is in decline because we're not producing enough locally. Materials are in decline, surprisingly. I think it's because we are now using more materials, potentially like a passive effect from the coal mines. So I want to tap into some of these more resources. So we're going to Frostbreak all the way to here. And then more another extraction district. Roughly, yep, extraction district. Pull more of those materials out of the ground, the coal mine. Another opportunity to pass a law. Always a good idea to keep your laws up to date. Childhood rules. More active workers with family apprenticeship. That's right. We put the kids down the mines. The children yearn for the mines. And the eyes have it. Order, order. Let's commence another trade. And in that circumstance, I think we're going to go for something like 20,000 coal. Even though we've only got 7k stockpile, but we can work on that. 25. We'll go 30. Let's be very adventurous. It's a little bit outside of our negotiation, but there's something we can be flexible with as we proceed in future. It'll make sense as we go. All right, let's also demolish this final extraction building. Steam. I want to call it natural gas. I think the term might be used interchangeably, but it's actually steam. Imagine it's Iceland, isn't it? Yeah, it's Iceland. We get most of our heat, hot water from geysers under the ground. Type 1 in the comments if you are a proper geezer. Okay, it is the cold season, which is really sad because we don't have any insulation. But right now, these areas are chilly, which results in more illness. So we need to up the heat. We have to up the heat for practically everything too, which is really bad. Bad because that increases the consumption of coal. So what we're going to do in the meantime is emergency shifts, which is increase our coal production to balance the books. Because remember, we need an excess amount of coal to export as well. Unfortunately, though, emergency shifts does result in a loss of trust. Trust is this big yellow bar at the bottom. It doesn't work from left to right. It kind of expands left and right at the very same time. So right now, our trust is surprisingly high. Not the highest, but otherwise, if you press tab, it gives you the shortcut to show you the heat. I always press B2 to show the resources. Counteroffer has been proposed. View the counteroffer. And what he's saying is for 30,000... Oh, there we go. Read again. Hang on. That's not a counteroffer. 30,000 for nothing. Okay. 30 for 25. No, I'm going to go back to 30 to 20. I think that might have bugged for a second there because it didn't actually show a counteroffer. Okay, we'll send the same offer again and see what they say. Next, research. Asbestos lining. Nothing good can come of this. This increases heat permanently by +2. That's really good. Oh, that's really good. Anyway, no, we need to focus on society and we need to go for weapon workshops. Weapons workshops are very good. They produce heavy weapons. So think about machine guns and other heavy weaponry. Once again, we have upgraded from spears to machine guns. However, they do sap your resources from your city quite heavily. They need a lot of materials. Hence the reason we need to get the mines up and running. Okay, things are going pretty well. Disease is stable, but it is notable, so it can have an effect on my population. The only way we can fix that is to get hospitals. We'll research that a little bit later. All right, the mercenaries are finally done. Trust has increased. We now have the option to conquer Aurora. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use our platoons to send them over to here. And see, this is the battlefield. This is our chance of winning, which is 0. But if we transfer 20 platoons, our chance can increase. And if you look really closely on the map now, you can see them moving towards the front line. Can you see them going? Yeah, you see them? You see them? Off they go. All right, we've had our very first earthquake, tremor. And this is due to past exploitation of geothermals. And we're about to get that earthquake now. Same time, we're going to train some more mercenaries. Another 2 waves. Another counteroffer from Aurora. And once again, I think it's bugged again. Okay, let's try 25 for 30. Send proposal. So what's going to happen here is when these mercenaries arrive, this will have an intimidation effect on Aurora. See, the considerable disadvantage if I was to attack the colony right now. But what this is doing is this is having an intimidation effect, and their defiance will drop. Okay, a tremor is incoming. We've got excess resources. We do. Oh, it's the warmer season now, so we can drop the heat down. And then the consumption of coal will also drop as well, which means at the very same time, we don't have to overwork our miners again. So go back to the mines, turn off the emergency shifts. Now we're getting more stockpiling of coal. So a tremor is imminent, but it's not happening yet. So I'm kind of like on the edge of my seat here waiting for it to happen. Another lore opportunity here. What do we do? So interesting ones here. Community service option for... Oh, hang on. The base is really good, though. City development effort gaining additional free prefab. So I don't want to change this. Okay. I don't want to touch that. Goods per capita is slightly decreased. So goods efficiency now. We're not producing any goods, so the efficiency is not going to help us. And the result is... Oh, the eyes have it. My only concern right now is my food is getting quite low, so we need a shipment from Aurora. Trade proposal has been accepted, which is good. The downside is I don't think we have the resources. 25k coal, no, but we're close. So I'm going to do the emergency shifts again, and this will result in coal of 352 per day, which is very high. There we go, first tremor. Here we go. There you go. The 2 housing tricks have been flattened. Really bad that because that hurts our workforce. Workforce is one of the resources we use to build up. So I'm going to click these buildings and tell them to repair immediately. And also at the same time, an opportunity with an event. We rescue people, which will increase tension, or do we mourn them and leave them to die? Rescuing them is the right thing to do. I say that with a bit of confusion in my voice, kind of like, is that the right thing? Now we repair. We're also going to insulate our housing areas, which gives +1 heat. Which means we do not need to use the additional heat from the reactor, which saves us coal. Okay, the workforce isn't big enough right now. This is where you've got to do a bit of shenanigans, because right now we've lost 1,600 workers due to injury. So right now we need to decrease our workforce, and therefore we can acquire workforce, and then that fixes the housing situation. That's good. The injured guys, luckily, will not be injured permanently. They eventually will rejoin the workforce, but we just need to wait for them to get better. See, these are very hot now, so we can go into here and drop the heat even further. I mean, there's no additional heat needed, which results in a massive increase of coal production because it's not eating into our stores anymore. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, what's this? Train mercenaries. Oh, no, that's not it. There's an event button here, but I can't click it. There we go. Now we can let prisoners fight. We're going to decline for now, but we'll have the option later on to use prisoners. The downside to this is they are cheaper. In fact, they're very cheap. Yeah, they're very cheap. They're free. However, by allowing our soldiers to be prisoners, it will make crime go up. All right, we've got the resources now. We will trade with Aurora. And at the same time, we're going to start another negotiation immediately. Yep, next negotiation. We have surplus of 28k. We need another 25, at least 30. At least 30k. 30k. Yep, 30k. And then we need to send them 25k coal. One thing we're worried about right now is our disease is notable. We can fix that by getting hospitals. Also a new lore opportunity, so I'll take it. Outsiders, what do we do? Accept all outsiders, population increases, or allow productive outsiders. Man, we're literally selecting immigration policy. That's really interesting. Okay, we're going to be selective. Well, a points-based immigration system. It's weird because I'm playing as Edinburgh too, which is interesting. The eyes have it! This game feels very close to home. All right. Take the resources and also take all of the equipment. What I want to look for is resources that we need. And the resources we need is food. Food, please. In this case, we can go for food here. Okay, we can make heavy weapons now, so we need an industrial district. We need 600 workers for that. We will get the workers back, but most of them are ill right now, so we'll slowly claw that back. Realize too we don't need these overtime shifts anymore. Send that off. More mercenaries are ready. We're going to recruit prisoners because they're cheap. Now we've got extra soldiers. We'll send them to the front line, and this might be enough now to intimidate. So we actually have an army size of a decent amount now. You see there, off they go. Counter offer. They would like for 30,000. They would like 10,000 goods, and they'll be certain to accept. You know what? I'm going to accept that. They have 10,000 goods as well. Yeah. Trade proposal has been accepted, and we're going to immediately send the resources. This will put us into a massive surplus of food. Okay, a vote of trust. Remember, we're a democracy. And not only do we have to balance the resources of the game, but we also balance popularity. And you can see our trust is incredibly high. So need more extraction as well. Need more workforce. Yay, we're in a positive surplus of food now. So I'm just going to just turn off the food district. And at the same time, do we go for industry now? We can't. We've not got enough workers. We need another 20, 30. Build a hospital too. Oh my, there's so many options. I think we'll go for the industry first. Yeah, industry. Also an option for a hospital. Yeah, recovery hospital. Once again, I wasn't very smart about what ideology I picked for the research. I keep forgetting that. Colder season, we can just whack up the heating just a tiny little bit. The reason we up the heating, guys, is it makes them ill if they're working in poor conditions. An infectious badge. You must wear a badge of shame if you are ill. A little bit too relatable to me, that one. The eyes have it. So we're going to find a place now where we can acquire food. Food here. Deadly. Okay. The defiance of Aurora has gone down. 2 reasons. 1, I've got troops on their front line outside their capital. And also we're trading with them. That means they're more likely to be happy to negotiate with us. More soldiers. Recruit. And same again. We click here. Aurora. Send them to the front lines. Off they go. So we've got an industry district here. It can produce goods and also make prefabs, but we don't want that. What we want is heavy weapons, which is under construct buildings. Industry. There you go. Crafted weapons workshop. Need 300 manpower for that. 300 workforce. Yep, we'll do that. Workforce. Drop it in. There you go. Weapons workshop is done. Now we can say to prioritize weapons. Fortunately, the downside, it does consume a big demand for materials, as you'd imagine it would. Recovery hospital. Build that. Populations increase significantly. That's fantastic. Expand the housing. At the same time, expand workers in all to the districts where they're building. Extraction again. Oh, can we not get that? No. For some reason, this one's difficult to extract. Well, just more frostbreaking around it. And then extraction. So the building is exhausted its resources, so we'll demolish that. All right, we need 50,000 food again. Actually, now I've realized that shows how much they've got. Oh, that's how much I've got. Never mind. 40,000 or 30,000 coal. Let's just do that and see how if they prefer that, if they like that. Hold the vote now. Yep, that's right. We can vote. And look at this. Massively in favor for us. Will we get elected for a second term? And we do. With an absolute landslide. 84. The eyes have it. Hospital is here now, which is very good for us because that means that the amount of injured are going to decrease. Do you know what? I don't think it decreases injured. It's just disease. I've got that one wrong, boys. Oh, no. But that means I can dip more into disease. Okay, I've got that one wrong. I'll admit. I messed up there. Treatment. Does treatment fix illness? No, it's just disease. Oh, okay. Unless there's a different option. No. There's an option for advanced coal mines. They extract quicker, and they also don't cause disease. Do I care that much about disease at the moment? I don't think I do. Oh, this one's a passive bonus. Increasing the heat allocation level district will cost 25 instead of the usual. Oh, okay. That's the very first time I've seen a research that does a passive bonus. Passive bonuses are king, guys. Bonuses you don't have to pay any money for, they are king. I'm having a little bit of trouble with materials at the moment. So we need to make sure we're extracting as many materials as possible. Remember, we're eating materials to build weapons. Interesting here. We have the option to double down on weapon production, but it decreases efficiency. The percentage of change of the resource output of all... Oh, no, I can't do that. No. Decline extraction of everything just to double down on gun production. Am I the baddies? I think I need to decrease our production here, so I'm going to drop the workforce to where we break even on materials. Yeah, that's perfect. That's what we wanted. Counter offer from Aurora. They want goods. I can't do that. I don't have any goods to give you. With 35 coal. I'm not producing any goods, so I can't even help you with that. More mercs. So there are a few paths you can go on that will affect your future mission. Okay. There is a path of diplomacy where you move at least 150,000, you see this, of food, and you get another option that you can integrate more with Aurora. So it's a kind of diplomatic route. I won't spoil it though, because if you want to play the game, I'll leave it up to you. The second option is you conquer them, but you've got 2 options of conquering them too. You can either conquer them just with your raw mercenaries, or you can conquer them by using heavy weapons. But heavy weapons are very destructive, so it can have an impact on a future captured Aurora. So you can, in a way, go for your peaceful option, your warmonger option, and then a soft, mild warmonger option. It will affect the future of the future chapter that you go for based upon your actions in it. Your actions have consequences. With great power comes great responsibility. It says, here we go. This will greatly increase the chance of winning the battle if you use heavy weapons. It will increase Aurora's casualties, and it decreases a relationship with the founders. Ah, the founders like peace. So you can see it's slight advantage, but if I put all the heavy weapons on, we have an overwhelming advantage. What I'm going to do is let this final negotiation go through, get the final shipment of weapons, of food, and then, okay, exploration is done. You take all the resources. Alternatively, we can connect the trails to get a steady flow of coal, but you need access to the technology of trails or skyways. I don't quite know how this works. Yep, I'll be fair with you guys. I'm fairly new to this game, so I actually don't even know how this mechanic works. So we do have the option for trails. So we connect this up to here. So the trails allow you to navigate the territories quicker, which is these lines. So if I was to connect this up, guys, I get it. You're probably screaming at your screen right now saying, why is he not figuring this out? Okay, so you have to click multiple times. Oh, I get it. Ah, and there's a distance. Ah, so 1, 2, and then 3. Ah, he figures it out. He figures it out. And this will give a constant stream of coal. Ah. Trade proposal has been accepted. Trade. Send the resources. And when they arrive, we've got the food now. Now we got the food. Now we can do the dirty. All right, manage the attack. Here we go. You want to see some war? Here we go. So based on what we've got right now, and using heavy weapons, we're going to attack the colony of Aurora with a total of 50. Or we're going to get 70. I will attack as it is. Overwhelming advantage. And you can see by 50 platoons increases significantly and greatly increased by using heavy weapons. Attack! There we go. The battle has commenced. Use your imagination. And yeah, you can see we are pushing towards Aurora. And for the most part, we are destroying them. Our soldiers struggle to keep in the ranks. We're breaking right through. And victory. Victory is ours. And you can see what's happened now is that Aurora's strength has dropped. Yep. And you can see... Closer look. Yeah, it's dropped from 4 to 3.5. Congratulations, you have lowered Aurora's defiance. As the defiance wanes, they're more likely to hear from your negotiations, less likely to offer stiff resistance. Okay, there's something happened here that I talked about a lot more time back. It's because I've got so many mercenaries on their front line. That's the reason why that's the option. Anyway, our troops are regrouping. And in 5 weeks' time, we can plan another attack. What you're basically going to do is win a series of battles. And when you've won the battles, then you've you've won the war, haven't you? I didn't show this either, but if you look here, you can see this outpost you can capture, but you need platoons to do that. You can see you raise the outpost, it costs you 20 platoons and 50 heavy weapons. You can take control of it, but you need more heavy weapons and more platoons. Cold season is back, so we need to dial up the thermostat. Problem right now is we've reached our maximum allocation of heat. And that is based upon the power of your generator, and our generator is almost maxed. For the time being, we'll take on a bit of sick, because we can do that, to be fair. We can take on a little bit of sickness just due to we've got the hospital, which mitigates that. So I think what I'm going to do is turn off one of the coal plants. Yeah. Okay, the platoons have been regrouped. We are going to go all the way back to Aurora now. Commence another attack. Now, we can attack without heavy weapons, and it's still overwhelming advantage. So, launch the next assault. First citizens, our troops have begun the attack on Aurora. These bastards crack the ice as they retreat on the frozen lake. They shoot well, but they won't have enough bullets to take us all. One swave is last. We have that bastards on the run. We got them cornered. Victory! That fired so quickly, I was unable to read it with the speed it was coming on screen. Boom. We win. And their strength has weakened once again. And now they're down to 2.5 muskets and spears. And by the time of the next attack, we'll have another wave. One last goodbye. Reclaiming Aurora. We can bring the dead home. Requires 15 guard squads. Or we will appeal to our laws of war and honor them by returning the dead. Or ignore the pleas. No, we'll return the dead. What do we do with the dead? Do we rebury them? Or we use them as bone meal? Okay. This has gone down a very dark path, lads. Oh, we've had an earthquake, so we need to repair. More soldiers. More soldiers. Send the soldiers to the front line. Oh, we're not going to negotiate with you. No Aurorans will be negotiated today. Send them to the front. So the ones that have a passive bonus have the arrow. Generator capacity. This is a passive bonus. To slightly increase the generator's heat capacity, allowing you to produce and allocate more heat to district. That's quite useful on cold areas, but not so much elsewhere. They've regrouped, and we don't have enough heavy weapons to launch an assault without them, but we have an overwhelming advantage to attack. For the third time, our troops have begun the attack on Aurora. Attack. They have been mined the bloody ice. The ice glare has many soldiers ditching their helmets and visors. They're ghosts. We could barely spot them. After our first barrage, Aurora seemed to be far less cocky. Victory. And their strength has dropped down to 1. Okay, I think we're coming down to the point now. They have not got a lot of fight left in them. Warmer season has arrived, so we can drop the heat down to practically nothing. And everything can come down. And now we're producing so much coal, where we can drop the workforce down, so we just have to break even. And we are breaking even. We have so much coal. To be fair with you, we can turn the mine off. How are we producing coal when both mines are turned off? What? Yeah, stockpiling 25 per day. We are rolling in gold right now. Black gold. Okay, they've regrouped. The final attack. No, we're not negotiating a trade. An overwhelming advantage. Attack. The final attack. Our troops have regrouped to begin attack on Aurora. I'm going to lie to you. I would like this to be more visual. That'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it? Other than just this diorama thing. Silhouettes of the guys fighting. And it's a win. Victory is ours. Hang on. They've still got some fight left in them. They have one more attack. Yep, they have no strength left. Meaning the next attack will be a total victory. I think you have to just imagine in your brain, guys, that all of these are like battles and skirmishes as we like break into the city. None of them is kind of conclusive until the final battle. Okay, we're going to double the shifts and also focus on heavy weapons, warm them up, producing 13 guns per week. That means the final attack, we can do it with guns. That's just disgusting, Dave. You make me sick. Why am I making every one of these games a war game, eh? Huh? Population's gone up, increased housing. How many guns, heavy weapons do I need? 355. Okay, that's a lot. Another few more weeks. There we go. 361. The final attack. Attack with heavy weapons. It's overwhelming advantage without, and then with the heavy weapons, it's an overwhelming advantage with. But this time, I don't know why. I mentally imagine an MG42, you know, like full speed machine guns in this fight. I don't know why. It's probably just bolt action rifles, but you know, my World War II brain, right? Anyway, the wounded troops have been sent to New Edinburgh to recover. Victory is ours, and that is Aurora captured. You are looking at the great city, well, not so great city of Aurora. Aurora reclaimed. Okay, what do you want to do? Celebrate your triumph. All of the factions love this, but this will fuel opposition in future. Oh, we mourn the silence. We'll mourn the silence. Aurora will feed our people, and they have unlimited food because they get food from the fisheries. But you can see a lot of their buildings are bust right now. Oh, how many? I wonder how these buildings got damaged. I wonder. But if you zoom back now, we now have control of 2 cities. Congratulations, you have reached Chapter 2 of the new DLC, which is called Breach of Trust. Frostpunk 2, before you buy the game, check out the link in my description and the top comment. People keep asking me when you're playing other content. Well, congratulations. This, right now, is the other content. Did you like it? Well, let me know in the comments. Guys, hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.